Hey guys, I am Vera. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I really enjoyed the first edit video that I made. So I was like, let me make some more. These are slightly low effort, and I just like to yap. Like reading stories and yapping, they sound like the perfect combo for me. So here I am. I wanted to try a different subreddit, so I ended up on Am I the Devil? And I was like, yeah, that sounds perfect, especially if you want to get angry. It's like it's a perfect subject to dive into if you want to get rage baited, because all the stories that are cross posted here are from technically the villain's perspective. So it's like you conclude that the original poster is a horrible person, or it's just the person who did wrong in that story. It doesn't have to be too horrible every time. Still, it's a good subreddit to dive into if you want to get a little angry. And I want to get a little angry, so I was like, let me try this. It can't be that bad, it will be enjoyable. And one more thing before we get into these stories, please don't go on hating the original posters. If you have something to say, you can say it in my comments, or you can say it in the AmITheDevil cross post comments, but just don't on the original posters. I think they have gotten enough. The first story is titled Am I the Asshole for Telling My Niece She's Overreacting About Her Friend? This was cross posted to Am I the Devil by Bad Bandit 1970. So let's just get started. I, 44F, am currently visiting my brother Bob, 56M, and his wife Sue, 53F, out of state, and their daughter Anne, 21F. For context, Bob and Sue have moved around quite a bit due to Bob's work. They lived in Indiana for many years, then moved to Oregon about 12 years ago, then to New Mexico 9 years ago. While they were in Oregon, they lived in a neighborhood with several apartment complexes surrounding an area with a playground and large field in the middle where I suppose all the kids would play after school. So a few days ago, Anne comes downstairs crying hysterically because apparently one of the kids she used to play with, Joe, 20M, had died. She still won't tell me the cause of that. She seemed really upset, and I tried to calm her down, letting her know that she had not seen Joe since before COVID. They went back to visit in, I believe, early 2019, and it was a middle school friend, not someone she had really been around for her life. I don't keep in touch with anyone I went to middle school with, and I don't think anyone really does. Anne gets all mad and says that they've made so many fun memories together at the playground in the middle school, and that even if they hadn't seen each other for 7 years, they still kept in touch via social media and called every few months, and that she considered him one of her best friends. I told her that he might have been a good friend, but she didn't need to get as worked up about as she was, because it was a long time ago that they met and last saw one another in person. Not really what a best friend is. Also worth noting that even though they were in the same grade, she was a year and 2 months older because she entered school late. She got mad and went upstairs and refused to speak to me at dinner that night, which I felt was incredibly childish. Now it's a few days later, and Bob and Sue are mad at me too, saying that everyone grieves differently. But I was just trying to help her and let her know that this doesn't really seem like a best friend, and she's overreacting a bit. I am honestly nervous and wondering if I should have been more sensitive, and my flight is tomorrow, so Reddit, am I the asshole? So the stupidest thing in my opinion is that he's like, they can't be best friends, they haven't met in a while. Does he not know that this is the age of social media? Like, most people have online friends now, like, especially the younger generation, right? We all have online friends, we all have friends that even if we don't meet up, we stay in touch through online stuffs, right? Even friends that we don't meet that regularly, we are in touch with through social media or something. So it's just stupid to be like, you haven't seen him in like years, you can't be best friends. But if she's saying he's her best friend, then he was her best friend, just accept it. Because I am not in touch with my school friends, not that much. Even then, if someone had told me that any one of them had died, like even someone I barely talked to, that would break me. Like, that was the person I saw most probably every day of my life. I like, there are some people that I really dislike now. Like, that would break me genuinely. Like, I, even if we were not close, if you tell me that that person has died, it would, I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, OP was the devil. I can see why he's in the Am I the Devil. Okay, moving on. Next story. So our next story was originally posted on r slash am I the asshole. It's titled AITA for ruining my daughter's birthday. It was cross posted on r slash am I the devil by Far Season 695. I 45M have three kids 16M, 14M, and 12F. This story concerns 12F. Now, my daughter's birthday falls on New Year's, so it tends to be disregarded, never on purpose because it's between two big holidays. But we have always tried to make her feel special. My daughter is a known introvert and tends to spend a lot of time in her room. And if we are at a family event, she just sits in a corner on her phone. She also is very unconventional in the sense that she doesn't desire a lot of things that are typical of girls her age. Me and my wife have tried to fix this and get her to open up more, but to no avail. The issue arose because when me and my wife asked how she wanted to spend her birthday, she said something along the lines of alone with snacks in my room. The request wasn't outlandish for her, but spending your birthday alone doesn't seem like a good way to spend your birthday. It would reflect poorly on us as the family likes big celebrations. So instead, we invited family over on her birthday for a birthday slash New Year's celebration. It was a barbecue with lots of snacks, a projector that my brother brought, and a rented bouncy castle. I thought she would realize that this was better and a more productive way to spend her birthday, but I was wrong. She was miserable the whole time and just sat in the corner. When everyone left at night, she started screaming at me and my wife about how we ruined her birthday. My wife did most of the scolding and sent her to her room. How could we ruin her birthday if her plans were just bed rotting? She was also mad because she didn't get the gift she wanted, which was a hot chocolate machine. She's the only family member who drinks hot chocolate and she's not 50, so we got her something else that we thought she would appreciate more. This morning she ignored all of us, including my sons who were on our side because they think she's being ungrateful since the party was great. I was just trying to make her birthday special. Am I the asshole? Okay, so from the story, we can at least conclude that the original poster isn't the kind of person to consider his daughter's feelings. Even his wife doesn't. Like, they all don't understand that she's an introvert. There are going to be things that she doesn't want to do. And I think a good middle ground could have been to have her birthday the way she wanted. And if you still want to throw her a birthday celebration, throw it on a different date. Like that, and like that way you can be like, yeah, this is my daughter's birthday party. And at the same time, the daughter gets the birthday the way she wanted, right? I don't know what I'm saying today. Like, otherwise, this just seems very inconsiderate. You didn't get her the gifts she wanted. I don't know which 50-year-old drinks hot chocolate, but all right. You didn't do one single thing that she wanted to do. And then you are like, I don't think I am the villain, but am I the villain? You are the devil. Sorry. Our next post was originally posted on r slash am I the asshole. It's titled AITA for refusing to clean the dorm for my roommates or let them infringe on my space. This was cross posted to r slash AmITheDevil by Little Fairy of Death. I, 19F, live in a suite with four other girls in the freshman dorms at school. We were all randomly assigned to live together at the start of the year since freshmen can't pick their roommates, and I have had to deal with them for several months now. One girl is depressed and doesn't leave her room, so she is not a problem, but I don't like the other three at all. They act like a cliquey mean girl squad since they are all the same ethnicity. One of the girls, Lauren, is a clean freak and tries to force a chore chart on everyone at the start of the year. Basically, trying to set up a cleaning schedule for laundry, trash, vacuuming, dishes. I made it clear that I was not interested in that. I use a laundry service, so I don't share a laundry bag with them. I have my own trash can in my room, so I'm not going to take out the trash from their communal trash can in their common room, which I don't use. I don't know why dishes even came up since we live in dorms and there's no kitchen and everyone is required to be on the meal plan, but they somehow still find a way to use dishes. That's fine. I exclusively eat out or in the dining hall, so I have no part in cleaning their dishes. As for vacuuming, that is unnecessary, but they are free to go borrow a vacuum from the housing office whenever they want. So I made it clear from the start they can do whatever they want. Don't try to include me. Lauren is passive aggressive, and I heard her bitching about me through the wall to the other two when I was sleeping, saying I don't pull my weight or take out the trash or vacuum. Again, I don't use their trash can, and unless someone literally knocks over a bag of popcorn, there is nothing to vacuum. This is not the first time we have had problems. Last week, the three abused me and asked to take over my desk in the common room. We are each rationed one desk since I never use mine. They want to make it into a coffee bar, and they said my messy desk looks unesthetic to their friends, all their ethnicity, because God forbid they have to speak to someone of another race. I said no, of course they can't use my desk, they have their own, and my desk can look as messy as I want because it's mine. Back to the present, I heard her talking shit about me through the wall. I said I said to her later that my good friend also has control issues and OCD tendencies, so I recommend a campus therapist if she wants. And once she learns to control all that angst, she can use that energy to secure a summer internship. I already have an internship since I don't waste time crying about cleaning. She said before that I would not get an internship. So she went to the RA to complain about me being mean to her. I told the RA everything that they tried to steal my desk, make me clean up after them, even though I use the laundry service, have my own trash can, and don't use juices. Because I don't exactly have any opinions about this story except that I think everyone sucks here. I don't like the OP, I don't like the roommates. They are just not compatible with each other. OP sounds very hostile, mean kind of energy, and then the way she describes her roommates, even the roommates sound mean. I don't know what's happening. I think it's just they are not compatible with each other, compatible with living with each other. And I think they all are freshmen. So yeah, they all are 19-year-old girls are dramatic. Next story was originally posted on r/2 of my chest. It's titled I Don't Want My Wife, who changed her mind about having more kids, treat this decision as a neutral thing and made it clear I need her to hold space for my grief. It was posted to Am I the Devil by Fan Feeling 77848. Before we got married, my wife and I were aligned on having multiple children. We talked about it as a real part of our future. We are financially very comfortable. Work isn't a limiting factor, and building a larger family was something I genuinely looked forward to and planned my life around. After our first child, my wife changed her mind. Pregnancy and childbirth were much harder on her than she expected, and she now feels strongly that she is done. I respect that. I am not trying to pressure her into another pregnancy or argue about her bodily autonomy. What I am struggling with is everything after that decision. Her decision changed the course of my life too, and what I envisioned, so I need her to see it. For me, this wasn't just okay, we will have one instead of two or three. It felt like losing an entire future I had already mentally committed to. And I feel like I am expected to just accept that quietly and move on because she had a valid reason for changing her mind. Our couples therapist encouraged me to open up, and I told her I need her to acknowledge that by changing her mind, I lost something real and that loss matters, even if she had every right to make the choice she did. I don't want this to be something I mull over while we pretend everything is fine. I need us to actually tend to it, not sweep it under the rug. Our therapist suggested to my wife she does regular check-ins about how I am coping and ability to grieve without it being framed as me trying to pressure her or guilt her into changing her mind. I also told her that since the future we originally planned isn't happening, I need the new one to actively include things that give my life the meaning I thought a larger family would provide. Not vague someday ideas, but real priorities. For example, I would like us to be deeply involved in my niece's and nephew's life, which means showing up consistently, helping with education, being a real secondary support system, not just seeing them on holidays. I also want our home to be a place where people gather for regular dinners, holidays, open doors, so life doesn't shrink inward into just the three of us. Where we really clash is emotional labor. I told her I need her not to shut the conversation down, minimize my feelings, or frame my sadness as manipulation. Instead, I need her to stay present even when it's uncomfortable, allow that topic to come up more than once, and sometimes acknowledge the loss herself, something as simple as saying, I know this cost you something real, and I don't want to pretend it didn't. I also said that staying together means this can't be a situation where I absorb all the loss and see experiences just as neutral. That may mean accepting limits on other life preferences like career moves, lifestyle choices, or making room for things that can inconvenience her but help restore balances. I am not asking for another child. What I didn't say was have another baby or else, but I did say she can say this was my choice, so deal with it and still expect the relationship to stay the same. She feels like I am asking too much, and this makes her feel guilty for making a deeply personal decision after a difficult pregnancy. I disagree because I need her to work to get my trust after making such a big decision. This is such a weird story. The thing is, if she wanted a big family too, she is also grieving it, right? She's also grieving the fact of not being able to, of not wanting to go through that, even if it means breaking her own dream. And the way he is talking about her, he clearly resents her. Is going to hold this. He is going to hold this above her head over everything. He will be like, over everything. Like, he will technically control their life. He will be like, yeah, you didn't let me have more than one kid, so yeah, we are going to be the gathering center of my family every other week. Like, he did say that, like regular family dinners, parties, etc. And I'm just like, listen, I don't want a child. I'm not someone who has ever desired having kids. So I don't understand this feeling. But to me it feels very manipulative. He's like, you can't, don't turn my sadness, don't interpret my sadness as manipulation, but I am interpreting it as that, because this is going way above sadness. This is going way above coping and healing. He's not healing. And the only thing he's doing this is villainizing his wife and making her feel more and more horrible. So this story was originally posted on r/2 of my chest. It's titled "My Marriage is Ending and I Am at a Complete Loss." It was cross posted to r/Am I the Devil by Cat and Dog 5. I don't even know where to start with this one, but I need an outlet, so here I am. I, 44, am married to a wonderful person, 41F, who is an amazing parent and an amazing friend. She is an amazing lover and companion too. We met in college where she fell in love with me, and it took me a while to realize that I was in love with her too. Once I got my head out of my ass and got past my hang ups, I finally married her. Since being married, I have made a lot of mistakes in the marriage, including very serious ones that perhaps should have ended the marriage a long time ago. But she stuck with me. This includes cheating on her early on, not being there for her when she got bad postpartum depression, not being there for her enough when she had a miscarriage, and a thousand little things. I would do my best to tell her I loved her, but my actions spoke louder than my words. As a counterpart, about 3 years ago, I had a bout of serious mental illness, hospitalization, electroconvulsive theories, meds that make me drool and get lost on walks, the whole 9 years. She was there for me. She got a job so that our family could stay on its feet while I was out of work. She could have left at any point, but she kept our family together. Through most of this, we had been going through marriage counseling. I found a marriage counselor and he sucked, but she still went with me. She found a great marriage counselor and we have been going for the past few weeks, but about a week and a half ago, she just ran out of steam in our relationship. She said she didn't think I ever loved her, not really, and that I loved her like a flea loves a dog. That's such a good line. She is completely empty and has nothing left to give. Doesn't want a divorce because she doesn't want to hurt her kids, but she made it clear if it weren't for them, we would be done. Not that I blame her, I have cocked it royally. I have basically fucked up the relationship every way you could conceivably do, so sort of physically and emotionally abusing her. What's even worse is that I don't know how to fix it. I have no credibility. I hate that my best friend is hurting so badly, but I can't fix it because I am the problem. I can't just turn on the gas and win her back with a grand gesture because there needs to be a systematic change. Or rather, there needed to be a systematic change. She deserves better. I am in therapy for myself. I have been for many years, and I am working with my therapist to find that systematic change. But I don't know if I can salvage this relationship. I want to, and I hope I am not too chicken shit to make the changes needed for my best friend. Anyways, thanks for reading. If you have someone in your life that you love, make sure that they know it. Some woman has so much less self-esteem. Like, he cheated on her. He was not nice to her when she had postpartum depression. He wasn't there for her when she had a miscarriage. She was there for him when he had his mental episodes. And she got nothing back. And she still stayed with him. Like, how do you I feel so bad for people who think that this is the best that they deserve. And even now, she won't divorce him because she doesn't want that for her kids. You just trust me, kids would be so much better if their parents, who are horrible to each other, who are not happy with each other, would just divorce. Kids understand that, they feel that. And I think he is the kind of person who feels guilty but doesn't want to change. Like, he says he is trying to find that systematic change. It's too late. Okay, so I think that's it for this video. I don't know if I will do this subreddit again. Like, if you want me to do a Mind the Devil more, do tell me that. It's just I felt like I wanted to get angry, but I just got sad about how horrible people can be. So I don't think it's that much fun to listen. But if you think it was fun, do let me know. Don't. So I'll try to do more of this, but I think for the next video, I want to do something more positive. I think for the next reading Reddit stories, I want to do something slightly more positive. Also, if you have some good subreddits that you think I might enjoy or you might enjoy listening to, do tell me that too. Again, I don't think that many people listen are going to watch this video, but if you do, hi, thank you. Now, bye bye.